Ever wondered why some people abruptly stop communicating, leaving you in a whirlwind of confusion and distress? Welcome to the world of narcissistic behavior and the silent treatment. Narcissism is not just about self-love or vanity, it's a complex and multifaceted behavior pattern that often manifests as a deep-seated need for admiration, a lack of empathy, and a tendency for manipulation. Narcissists have a knack for making those around them feel special, only to use that connection for their own gain. One of the most unsettling tools in a narcissist's arsenal is the silent treatment. This isn't your typical cooling-off period after a disagreement. It's a deliberate and calculated act of psychological warfare, designed to exert control and manipulate emotions. Imagine suddenly being ignored by someone you care about. They stop answering your calls, your messages go unread, and they seem to vanish from your life without explanation. It's as if you've become invisible or worse, insignificant. This is the silent treatment in action. But why do narcissists resort to this tactic? The answer lies in its effectiveness. The silent treatment creates a sense of dependency, instills fear and uncertainty, and manipulates emotions, all while allowing the narcissist to maintain the upper hand. By withdrawing attention and communication, the narcissist can create an environment where their target feels anxious and eager to please. This sense of dependency gives the narcissist an immense amount of control over the target's emotions and actions. Moreover, the uncertainty surrounding this silent treatment can instill a deep-seated fear and anxiety. The targeted individual often finds themselves questioning their actions, doubting their worth, and fearing the loss of the relationship. And let's not forget about emotional manipulation. The distress caused by this lack of communication makes the targeted person more susceptible to the narcissist's influence, allowing them to dictate the terms of the relationship and reinforcing their sense of superiority. Understanding these tactics is the first step towards dealing with them appropriately. Imagine being starved of communication and attention. This is how narcissists create a sense of dependency. They skillfully use the silent treatment, a form of emotional withholding, to instigate a hunger for their presence. The targeted person left in the dark may feel an increased sense of anxiety, a gnawing urge to please the one who has withdrawn their attention. The narcissist's silence rings loud, creating a vacuum that pulls the targeted person into a vortex of self-doubt and desperation. The more anxious the individual becomes, the more they strive to please the narcissist, to end the eerie silence. And thus a cycle of dependency is formed. The narcissist, the one who controls the switch of communication, becomes the primary source of validation for the targeted person. It's a puppeteer's game where the narcissist pulls the strings, and the targeted individual dances to their silent tune. This dependency is a powerful tool in the narcissist's arsenal. Unpredictability is a key weapon for narcissists. It instills fear and uncertainty. Imagine being in the dark, never knowing when the light will return. That's what it's like when a narcissist gives you the silent treatment. The unpredictability of it all creates a whirlwind of emotions. Anxiety creeps in, like a fog rolling over a tranquil lake. It's insidious, it's suffocating, and it's all-consuming. You become a puppet, dancing to the rhythm of their whims. Fear of losing the relationship, or worse, losing a part of yourself, becomes a constant companion. This fear, this uncertainty, it's a powerful tool. It makes you question your worth, your actions, and your words. And in this state of confusion, you're more likely to comply, to bend to their will, to avoid further punishment. You become a willing participant in their game. In the world of a narcissist, uncertainty is a powerful ally. Emotions are the pawns in the narcissist's game of chess. Narcissists are strategic players. They're not just playing for the moment, but for the long haul, and they're not afraid to use emotions as their secret weapon. Their favorite move? The silent treatment. It's like a psychological sucker punch, designed to leave you reeling, questioning, and most importantly, feeling. Imagine a sudden cold shoulder, a wall of silence that leaves you feeling anxious, confused, and desperate for answers. The ensuing emotional distress makes you a prime target for manipulation. You become more vulnerable, more susceptible to their influence and control. Each moment of silence, each unreturned message, each cold glance, they all serve to amplify your emotions, to leave you teetering on the edge, to make you an easy prey for their next move. In the hands of a narcissist, emotions are mere tools for manipulation. It's a sinister game, but one that's being played out every day in relationships around the world. Narcissists love power, and they use silent treatment to maintain it. Now, how does that work? Well, by controlling when and how communication occurs, narcissists effectively hold the reins of the relationship. They decide when to engage, when to retreat into silence, and how much connection to allow at any given time. This power dynamic not only gives them a sense of control, but also enables them to maintain a perceived upper hand. In this chess game of relationships, narcissists are always a few steps ahead, dictating the terms of interaction. This reinforces their sense of superiority as they get to determine the pace and direction of the relationship. When they do choose to communicate, it's often on their terms and at their convenience. The targeted individual, on the other hand, is left in a constant state of anticipation and anxiety, never fully knowing when the lines of communication will be open or shut off. This imbalance of power is precisely what the narcissist thrives on. For the narcissist, power is the ultimate prize. Ever felt guilty without knowing why? Welcome to the narcissist's guilt trip. The silent treatment, a common tactic in the narcissist's arsenal, often leaves the targeted individual grappling with feelings of guilt. But why? The answer lies in the human desire for connection. When a narcissist withdraws communication, it can provoke a sense of responsibility for the perceived offense. A whirlwind of questions spin in the mind. What did I do wrong? How can I fix this? These thoughts, fueled by guilt, drive the individual to seek forgiveness, approval, or validation from the narcissist. But here's the twist. It's a trap. The narcissist uses this guilt to pull the strings, to manipulate. Each apology, each plea for forgiveness, gives the narcissist what they crave: control. It's a vicious cycle, where guilt serves as the narcissist's puppeteer, directing the target's actions, dictating their responses. And so, guilt, in the narcissist's world, is another form of control. In the narcissist's world, isolation is a powerful weapon. This isolation isn't always physical. More often, it's emotional. The silent treatment, a common tactic, can make the targeted individual feel alone and abandoned. The world starts to shrink, and they begin to feel that the narcissist is their only connection, their only source of validation. This emotional isolation is purposeful and calculated. By limiting the individual's support network, they become more reliant on the narcissist. They may start to believe that they're at fault, that they're the ones causing the silence. This is where the narcissist wants them, doubting themselves, questioning their worth, and ultimately, more susceptible to the narcissist's control. It's a cruel game, one that leaves the targeted individual yearning for connection, for understanding, and for the narcissist's approval. Remember, this isolation is not an end in itself. Isolation, for the narcissist, is a means to an end, to a need. Ever found someone mysteriously intriguing? A narcissist knows how to maintain that intrigue. A fascinating yet devious aspect of narcissistic behavior is their ability to keep a sense of mystery alive. This is not the enchanting mystery of a captivating novel or a thrilling movie, but a psychologically manipulative tactic used to control their targets. The silent treatment, a common tool in the narcissist's arsenal, plays a significant role in maintaining this intrigue. Imagine being in a relationship where communication is as unpredictable as rolling dice. One day, you're showered with attention, and the next, you're met with cold silence. This intermittent engagement and withdrawal leaves you guessing, unsure about what precipitated the change. You find yourself constantly on edge, trying to decipher the narcissist's intentions and desires. This is the mystery that a narcissist expertly cultivates. The narcissistic individual thrives on this uncertainty. It keeps their targets in a state of perpetual confusion and anxiety. The targeted person might overthink, trying to understand the sudden shift in behavior. They may question their own actions, wondering if they did something to warrant the silence. This constant guessing game, this never-ending cycle of confusion, further solidifies the narcissist's hold over their targets. However, it's essential to remember that this is a calculated manipulation. The narcissist is not a puzzle to be solved or a mystery to be unraveled. They are simply using a technique to keep their targets off balance and in their control. The intrigue they generate is not a testament to their complexity or depth, but a sign of their manipulative tendencies. Intrigue, in a healthy relationship, is about discovering shared interests, understanding each other's perspectives, and growing together. But for a narcissist, intrigue is a weapon, a tool to keep their targets in a state of constant uncertainty and dependency. It's a way to keep the spotlight on themselves, to keep their targets guessing, and ultimately, to maintain control. Intrigue for the narcissist is just another form of control. So, we've taken a deep dive into the murky waters of narcissistic behavior and the silent treatment. We've unearthed how narcissists create a dependency by strategically withdrawing their attention and communication, leaving their targets anxious and eager to please. We've explored how they instill fear and uncertainty, manipulating the emotions of their targets to gain control. We've also delved into how narcissists maintain the upper hand, dictating the terms of interaction, and instilling a sense of guilt in their targets, making them seek validation. We've seen how they isolate and alienate, emotionally distancing their targets, and thus limiting their support network. Finally, we've seen the role of mystery and intrigue, how narcissists keep their targets guessing about their intentions, enhancing their control. Understanding these tactics is the first step in dealing with them. Remember, knowledge is power. Please like, share, and subscribe for more insights into the human psyche.